Hey everyone, so today is actually my first talk through video. I was very nervous to do a video like this, but I'm gonna try to do my best to explain myself to recreate this look. I really like this look. I use my Jaclyn favorite Morphe brushes palette. It's a great palette overall. For the price, it's great. So let's get started. For the crease, I am going to be using this as my transition color. I used the 5th and 6th color from the first row on the palette. These colors do not have any names. So right here I'm going to be using the second to the last color from the last row on the same palette. These colors are actually very buildable. They're not as pigmented, but they're very buildable, so that's great. I'm adding it to the crease to create the crease that I want. So I just keep adding the same color over and over. This is actually one of my favorite blending brushes to use. It's the 217 brush from MAC. This is a brush that you actually need in your life because it's a great blending brush. So I just keep adding the color. Right here I'm going to be using my 219 pencil brush from MAC just to intensify that crease. This pencil brush is very good to create creases as well. So if you don't really have that crease, this is a great brush to use to create a crease. So I'm just adding more color to the crease on my 217 brush. As you can see, I do blend a lot. I feel like blending is very important when it comes to a smoky kind of eye. So I'm just going to grab more of that same color, and I'm going to keep adding it to the crease just to make it a little bit brighter. Right here I use my 224 tapered blending brush from MAC. Also another one of my favorite brushes. I use the two transition colors here to blend everything together. It's a great brush to blend everything together. So on this part I'm actually going to use from the third row, the second to the last color on the palette. It's a little bit more of like a brownish reddish color. So as you can see, it did darken it a little bit more, or actually a lot more. I just keep adding it to the crease. Right here, I'm going to be adding from the same palette, the very first color. It's actually one of the most pigmented colors in the palette. I'm adding it to the lid, just to give it that shimmering look on the lid. It's very nice color. Right here I'm going to be using my LA Girl concealer. I actually mixed it in with my MAC Pro Longer concealer in NC20. The Pro Longer is actually a little bit too drying for me, and this LA Girl concealer just gives it that little bit of moisture that it needs. So I'm just adding that to my under eyes. As you can see, I do not have very dark circles or bags under my eyes, but I do really like the brightening look that it gives you at the end when you blend it all together. So I'm adding it to both eyes. It does look like I'm putting too much product, but believe me, once I use my beauty blender, I spray it with some Fix Plus, and it removes a lot of the product, but it blends everything so well. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so right here I'm going to start with my eyeliner. I am using my NYC liquid liner, one of my favorite liners, and it's only $4 compared to the expensive ones that I buy at Sephora. It's actually a very good product. So I start at the end and I work with it to the middle. So I start with my line, connect it to the center part of my eye, and then I just start connecting everything together. I'm sorry that I'm not explaining this too well, but as you'll be able to see here how I create my cat eye eyeliner. This does elongate your eyes, so that's one of my favorite things, that it makes my eyes appear longer. Right here, I'm just adding the first two colors that I mentioned as my transition color. I'm adding it to the bottom. That way, it's a transition color as well, and it helps me blend the colors underneath my eye. You can actually skip this step if you don't like the under eye darkness. It actually looks very pretty without this as well. So right here I'm using a flat brush just to add that shadow to my under eye. I don't really blend with this brush, but I just like to add the color with the flat brush. Right here I'm using my pencil brush again, and I add a little bit more of that color. The color that I use is the from the last row, the second to the last color again, and I'm using my 217 brush to just blend everything together. I do add more color if I like it to be a little bit darker. So that's it. I'm just blending it here. Right here I'm using another blending brush just to blend everything together. This blending brush does not have any product on it, so I'm just bringing it all together. I'm also adding that first color that I use, the first color from the palette, to the inner depth of my eye, the inner part of my eye, just to brighten it a little bit more. Right here I'm just curling my lashes. That way they're ready for my falsies. I add mascara after that, but I don't show it. Right here, the way that I apply my lashes, I like to first put them at the center of my eye, and then I try to connect the end and then the inner part to my inner eye. So I start at the center, connect the end, and then I connect the inner part. As you can see, it's very important to let the glue dry before applying them. That way the glue is tacky and it's actually a lot easier to apply. So that's what I'm doing here. I actually squeeze I squeeze both of my real lashes to my falsies together with the eyebrow pucker, and that's what actually makes them look as natural as possible. So I am done with the look right here. The camera's not that great, so it actually does look a lot better in person. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really like this look, and if you guys recreate this look, please tag me. I want to see how you guys recreated it, and I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to leave it down in the comment box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will try to upload more videos as much as I can. Okay, bye!